The Grit Processing Unit, or GPU, eliminates all these inefficiencies. It processes the oil on site. It pumps and meters oil and water 24/7 at each individual well. And instead of venting off valuable gas into the environment like conventional methods, it collects the gas and sends it off to metered sales, creating a new revenue stream from something that has been wasted. And by retrieving the gas at the site, the GPU reduces a significant greenhouse gas emission. So how does the GPU do all of this? Let's begin with the power source, the hydraulic driver. The hydraulic driver powers the wellhead, as well as the oil and water transfer pumps. It powers the gas compressor and rotates the auger and the treater separation screw. The production treater separation screw is a specially designed and patented auger made for the GPU. The separator works in combination with heat and, when required, a chemical assist. This combination of heat, mechanical, and chemical works to separate the sand, water, oil, and gas. First, the GPU's heating system. The Grit Processing Unit's heating system was developed, pioneered, and patented by Grit Industries. This heating system utilizes a heat-driven loop, a safe, closed heating system which converts water to steam while operating on vacuum. In this system, steam vapor condenses and heats the product. The hot condensed water is then returned to the heating section for the creation of new steam. Conventional heating systems that use fire tubes are only 50% efficient. The GPU's heating system has an efficiency of nearly 80%. This significantly reduces heating costs and is safer to use. There is no risk of flame coming into direct contact with product due to fire tube failure. The GPU's heating system requires only ounces of pressure from its fuel source, so it can utilize on-site gas production to operate. This system uses substantially less fuel, reducing greenhouse gas emissions. This heating system works in a vacuum, reducing the boiling point of water to about 43 degrees Celsius. This system is not a pressure boiler and does not require a registration or ticketed operators. The GPU's heating system has the added advantage of no rust or corrosion, reducing the need for frequent maintenance. Next, how is the sand separated from the oil? In the Grit Production Unit, a patented specially designed variable pitched auger initiates the separation process, allowing the production components of oil, H2O, and sand to separate. The auger moves the settled sand from the wellhead along the flow tube of the treater. At the wellhead, chemical is added to enhance the separation process. As the oil mixture is moved through the flow tube, it is gradually heated from 10 degrees Celsius to 85 degrees Celsius. This temperature increase is necessary to facilitate separation. As the oil is warmed, it becomes less viscous, and the sand entrained in the oil begins to drop to the bottom of the flow tube. This sand is moved forward by the auger until it finally drops out through ports in the bottom of the tube into the settling section of the GPU. The sand gently settles to the bottom of the GPU without causing any turbulence. When one port fills up, the sand is moved to the next port. The GPU also separates gas from the oil mixture. As the production moves down the flow tube, it becomes warmer, and the gas entrained in the oil is released. This gas and some water vapor collects in the riser section and then passes into a vertical pipe. In the pipe, the water condenses and falls out. The gas rises and passes through a scrubber. The gas then flows into a vapor recovery system where it is compressed, dried, and sent off to metered sales. And what happens to the water that was collected in the process? In the Grit Processing Unit, the separated water is measured and pumped away. From the transfer pump, water is delivered to the pipeline and ultimately goes into a deep water disposal well. And finally, the process that separates the oil. As the heavy oil passes through the treater separator flow tube, the mechanical and chemical actions cause the oil to rise to the top. At the end of the separator, the oil flows off through ports into a tortuous separation path. When the oil reaches the far end of its first pass, It travels through a series of slots and baffles that separates it further. At the end of this process, the clean light oil is skimmed off the top by a collection tube that sends it to the clean oil chamber. By the time the oil reaches the clean oil chamber, it has been cleaned and dried to less than 0.5% basic sediment and water. From the clean oil chamber, the oil flows into the transfer pump. From here, the oil is pumped through a meter and down the pipeline. And that's how the grit processing unit works to save you money, time, manpower, energy, and protect the environment.